I need to pick it up. Okay, I think I got it. This is frustrating. Oh, bent it. I tried to see if I could fix the second hand, but no luck. So I went off and ordered a new second hand. Cost me about 20 bucks in shipping, and now I'm ready to try it again. In hindsight, maybe I should have ordered 2 or more of the second hands in case I screw this one up. But we'll see. If you haven't seen that previous video, I'll leave a link up here in the corner. And in this video, I'm not going to use my anxiety meter because it would be at the top all the time. So wish me luck. One thing I had noticed after I stopped filming that previous episode where I bent the second hand was that there was some foreign material stuck in that hole there in the canyon between that center stem and the outer rim. I got it out, so I can't really show it to you, but I believe it was a piece of plastic from one of the hand pushers. I must have pressed a bit too hard, and some of the plastic tip to the hand press got scraped off and wedged in that space. And that's probably, maybe hopefully, why the second hand wouldn't seat in there, because there was some foreign material preventing it from sitting in there. So hopefully, now that I've gotten it out and I have a new second hand, it will slide in fairly easily once I get it positioned. Now I noticed that there are also some scratches around the center of the minute hand. I'm not that worried about it, and I'm not really going to spend another $40 to buy another set of hour and minute hands. Before I start my second attempt at putting on the second hand, I want to let you know that I went out and bought a few new tools. Specifically, I was not comfortable using that mounted hand press. It requires that you get the movement right under the tip and then plunge the presser so that the tip goes on to the pinion. But for me, a lot of times the movement would shift a bit in that mount and I'd have to reposition it. So instead, I went out and bought a handheld hand press. And this is a Bergeon number 7404-1. But it only came with 2 very fine points. And I couldn't find where Bergeon sold bigger tips for larger hands. This might work for the second hand, but if I ever want to use it again for the minute and hour hand, this would not do. So I went out and bought yet a cheaper set, which comes with several tools with various size points on them. So I think I'm all set. The other thing is the new second hand. And there you can see the Seiko part number 3BX125G1BEG. And it comes in this little packaging there. Now you can see that this new hand isn't quite exactly the same as the old hand. It's very close. The arrows might be slightly different size, and the obvious thing is that the new one is several millimeters longer and has a tip at the end. I don't know if it's meant to be cut off or if you're supposed to use the whole hand in the movement. I'm not quite sure that it would fit. So looking at the dial, it looks like from the center pinion out to the edge of the dial is about 19 millimeters worth of space. Now looking at this new second hand, There's a couple of millimeters to spare, so I need to make a decision as to whether to use the hand as is or try to trim it. All right, here we go for our second take at putting the second hand on this dial. This time I'm mounting the movement in this movement holder just so it doesn't move around. There we go. That seems pretty secure. Let's see, how is this come out of this packet? I assume we just snip it and bring that out. Okay, and then I'm going to get a little deco. I'm using this Bergeon tool. Now, whatever I do, I'm trying not to apply too much force. Trying not to apply too much pressure to put this second hand on. I'm afraid that if it's not exactly on that, there it goes. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Now the question is, whoop, no, it wasn't all the way on. Let's stop. Well, let's wind the movement. It's on, but I don't get the feeling that it's on fully. It looks to be on. I'm just going to give it a little pressure. Oh, I didn't hack it all the way. Okay, it seems to be on. Now the question is it going to fit in the movement? It looks pretty far to the end. That's a little scary to me. First thing to do is to make sure that none of the hands are touching. So let me move the camera around and we can look at it. I've got my macro lens on. Let me see if I can get a nice close-up view. What I'm going to do is bring, so the hour hand, so the second hand right now is right on top of the minute hand and it's not touching. Yeah, it looks a little tilted, but it's certainly far enough away, but I'm okay with that. As the best I can tell, it is fully on that pinion. Okay, so now the thing to do is to see if it's going to fit. I'm a little concerned that it is just too long. So I'm going to try to just gently lower this. I don't think that is going to fit. But as you can tell, that lollipop at the end of the second hand looks like it'll hit the chapter ring if I lower this any further. So I need to do a little investigation on how to proceed.